So, today on the Backwoods Mechanic channel, I'm going to bring you along with me. It is Saturday. I'm coming in to do some repairs while this business is shut down. They got downtime for the weekend, put their employees off because this COVID thing's not kept them that busy. So, I'm going to bring you along with me to do some just oddball repairs that I get called in to do from time to time. And it keeps money in my pocket, so I like doing what it is that I do. One simple little thing on the list is I bring in my new Craftsman set with me because I'm going to be putting a new blow-off valve on this air compressor. And they said, hey, we got a leaky air compressor. We feel like it's blowing out of a line or something. We don't know. It's not running that great. And it's because this thing was running nonstop. The thing about these blow-off valves here, or pressure relief valves, is if they're actually blowing air out of them, and it's not built up a whole lot of high pressure. Like, let's say it's supposed to cut off about 145, 125, something like that. And this thing's blowing air out of it as soon as you turn it on, and it builds up, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and it's blowing out of it nonstop. Then this is what your problem's going to be. Otherwise, now, if this thing was blowing consecutively and it was above the cutoff pressure, then your problem would be this right here. That is going to be your control box. So you're cut in, you're cut out. That's all right there. Now they essentially picked one up. Said, hey, we got some parts here for you to put in. And it was the wrong one, so I ended up going and getting one myself down at the CarQuest place. Milton pop-off valve, 200 PSI. Right there you go. We're going to throw some little plumber's tape on here and then stick it in place. But we got to take this out first. This one is the one that clearly they have put in it before, but they got the wrong size, so they got a little reducer there. No problem. We'll just take this one out. Get us the right one in. There we go. Now we're in business. Now we're going to put it in there where she goes. It's always, good little set to have some wrenches with you, because it was 3 different sizes right there. We had 9/16, 5/8, 11/16, all that good stuff. Yeah, she's mounted in place. Oh yeah, that feels much tighter, much better. And now we're going to change the oil on this Ford van here. These are all Craftsman wrenches. Give them a good workout here. Do. Wait on this to drain for a minute. Well, I do believe that this is going to be a separate job that I'm going to have to do on the weekend. Get us a set of torches out, heat this thing up, replace this 3-way here. Right off of it and hit it again. So this little bottom piece right here was broke because this thing's so old. So they're going to have to order a new piece, or they're going to have to order a gasket on top of that. This was put on here and it was rubber. That is supposed to be a solid union. Instead, somebody put rubber on it. So I went and got some nice mesh wire rubber hose right there for heat and stuck it on there. Put some muffler clamps on it, and it'll work till they can order the parts to fix that. Alrighty, we had a breaker problem. Got called in. They said they didn't have no power, didn't know what to do. It's because this breaker right here blew out. Whenever I pulled it off there, it was just a mess. As you can see right there, the actual housing on this thing, where it plugs in at all your electrical, that is barely hanging on with a thread. That is a lot of power going through this, because these are essentially 3-phase breaker system that comes through here. And yeah, it essentially melted that. So we're gonna have to put a whole new box in here just to be safe. Local Lowe's didn't have what I needed as far as the cover goes, but this cover can actually interchange with the old cover, and we will hook this up to it, get it took care of and fixed up. We had to change this apron. It's on this big old Super Cylon iron. Essentially, you take the new apron, you bring it over here, lay it down on this folding machine, you pull this lace out, and then you rerun that lace right in with the new one. and then you turn the machine on, and you're having to feed it in while pulling it out at the same time. And then once again, you pull that steel rod back out. Then you decide to lace this up, put it on here. Now after that's done, as you can see, it's nice all the way across, nice and level. These are tension rollers. These are your adjustment rollers right here. You can move them up and down so that it'll guide this apron one way or the other. It runs over to a spool on that side. That spool is attached to a weight and a bar underneath. When it rolls up, a chain pulls the weight and helps run that bar sideways, so it helps guide this thing. Back in the 1940s is when they built this thing, and it's still standing and still operating today. We're making sure this thing is heated up. Now that we got this apron on, we're going to put pressure on it. We're going to adjust these tension rollers, the guide rollers, and of course these rollers. This is the one on top. The top apron has those 3 different settings. The bottom apron, the one underneath it right here, has this one roller where you can adjust the settings on it, and it has a guide roller underneath it that will sway back and forth. That way it basically runs over to one side, it pulls the spool and the roller underneath, and then it pushes it back toward the other side, so it kind of keeps it right there in the middle at a happy medium. Now we've put pressure on it, so whenever you put pressure on it, it brings it up and tightens up the apron. You got to determine what's the right pressure on it, and then start adjusting these rollers from there, and then put more or less pressure on it as you go. So I have an issue. I got to go on top of this thing and fix a chiller, hook up some water lines, you know, stuff like that. Here's the problem. I got to get on top of the roof of this building up here, walk across to the roof over there, down to the other side, and the access point to this place. It's that ladder right there. Now, let me show you the roof that you're walking across here. This is the antique boiler room. This thing is a beast. Right there's the old room, goes down. You know, it hasn't seen people in it in decades. There's the old windows. They built some stuff around. You know, as you can see, there's regular runners right there on top. No real type of support, just a really long damn drop straight down. And then you got this one, and then you got where the stack used to be at. Broken. You go back through here, that's what that looks like. At least those rafters are, you know, a little bit better. There's 3 of them right there. All kinds of vines. It's the back of the boiler. And then we got this ladder on this porch here. Climb up this porch here. Oh, yeah, you can see where it sunk in at right there. Yeah. This might suck. Ooh, well, while I'm up here, might as well fix this thing. Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, this is a big rubber roof, but man, that's rotted out. That needs to be fixed. These old fold-up windows need to be fixed. To there, boom, and then I get a hop up, hop down, jump all around. It's one of those kind of roofs. Go fan there. You don't see those much anymore. Here's this roof. Boy, I've been on this roof. I'm not much on heights. I hate heights because well, mainly, you know, I don't trust what's underneath me, and if my big ass was to start rolling, you know, woo, not good. But we're not going on that one today. We're hopping down to this one and then hopping down to that one. Pallet wood is very useful. Pallet wood ladder here, pallet wood ladder down there. Now we got a little crawl space. We're gonna hook our copper line back up, hook it up right here into this. We'll get our water pumping, go back downstairs, turn everything on, turn the chiller on, because there is a fur storage room underneath all this. But the fur storage keeps everything calm, collective, you know, the right temperature. Now that we got that thing hooked up underneath here, you crawl through the window, turn the water line on. Now the water's on. You can see right there, she's gonna fill up. We're gonna make sure it fills up where it's supposed to. Adjust the float on it if we need to. Then go downstairs, turn our chiller pump on and all that good stuff. Get filling her up. And had to fix some damn coping. Might as well. I was already up here. One thing though, climbing off this jet black rubber roof, it was nice having something to hold on to. I could just lay down these wrenches here and use the cushion grip to make sure my hands was nice and cool. I'm a little bit crazy for walking over this shit though, I just tell you. But hey, we got it done, didn't we?